Welcome to Work From Your Happy Place, the podcast that equips you with the tools, know-how, and motivation to live your dreams and find your happy place. Be sure to sign up for our free weekly newsletter for a recap of the week's guests and a preview of what's in store. To sign up, simply text the word Happy Place with no space to 33444. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the host of Work From Your Happy Place, Belinda Ellsworth.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Work From Your Happy Place. This is Belinda, and I am so excited we've got a great show for you today. I have Kristine Stevens with us today. Kristine is a direct-to-corporate senior director that helped to launch Origami Owl, a customizable jewelry company that tells stories with lockets and charms. She has grown a team to almost 10,000 designers across U.S. and Canada. She has been in the direct sales industry for over 17 years and has risen to top leadership positions and driven many company cars. She is married to Brandon and has been for 18 years, has a daughter, Sydney, 13, and a son, Tanner, 11. Welcome, Kristine.
Hi, great to be here.
Yeah, so why don't you just fill in a little bit of the gaps, tell us a little bit more about yourself, maybe some personal fun things that everybody would like to know.
Sure. After leaving a photojournalism career many years ago, direct sales really allowed me the flexibility that I needed to have a family. So we started having kids, and I was still able to have a successful career. My daughter, Sydney, actually does the business along with me as an owlet, we call them, which is a company program allowing 12 to 17-year-olds to be entrepreneurs with a parent or guardian. So love working my business and keeping busy with it, love to travel, and we just love doing direct sales.
So share with us just a little bit. So you've obviously been in this for a very long time. And so how has having your own business or being involved in the direct sales industry, how has that shaped your lifestyle?
Well, it's really allowed me to have the flexibility to work around my family's schedule. You know, of course, the kids have their activities and everything that they do. My husband's actually a police officer in Phoenix here, so he has court and his night schedule. And it's really given me the ability to travel to a ton of different locations. Not only doing trainings for my team, which is a great business write-off excuse, but on company-sponsored incentive trips. So it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Why don't you share with us maybe one of your favorite places that you've been?
Well, we actually went to Maui last year, and that was really nice. I was able to roll in a family trip with my parents and my kids. We jumped over to Oahu afterwards, and so that was one of the most fun ones that we've done.
Oh, that's so awesome. And I know that's what I love is, I work and travel a lot, but on really awesome destinations, I get to take the family along and then make it an extended vacation. And I think I know that's one of my favorite parts about the whole thing for sure.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So share with us now just one or two of your greatest skill sets. And this is where our takeaways for our listeners that have really helped you succeed in owning your own business.
Well, I think that one of the things that's helped me is I have a lot of drive and determination to succeed. You know, when I looked at the career plans with the companies that I had been with, I took them on as a challenge, and I really put my head down and just worked really hard towards a goal or an incentive or whatever it should be. Another skill that I have is I really like to talk. I love meeting people, and I love doing demonstrations. They're always a lot of fun, and I try to make them informative. And I'm able to develop and deliver training programs that relate to my team members that really help to further their business also. So I think just having that will or that drive to succeed really pushes me forwards to keep working my business each day. And then being friendly, being personable, just liking to talk.
I think that is definitely a plus. I just want to really add something to that because you made a great point, and so a lot of people will miss it or not catch it. I get asked all the time, like, oh, can you tell me about what's their career plan or what's this company's career plan like? And does the career plan work? And I always give the same answer. Every career plan works if you work the program.
Yes.
And man, you made a really great, it's determination. It's getting your head into it. It's learning it. So give us just a little bit more on, everybody wants to know, what's a day in the life like for Kristine? Like how do you like drill down, or how do you really study that and work and make that happen? So that's what our listeners I know are looking for. Give us some of those day-to-day nuggets that you think that you do that helps to contribute to that.
Sure. Well, it depends on the time of the month or the goal or task that's at hand, of course. Last night I had a big team call that went over actually a new career plan for us. So yesterday was all about working out what the presentation was going to be, what I was going to be saying. We did it as a Facebook training, so I had the slides to do. But generally, I will get the kids out the door on the bus, and then I'll sit down and kind of catch up on social media. I think direct sales has shifted quite a bit over the last few years, that we do a lot of our communication with our teams on social media. And so I'll catch up a little bit on that. If I'm meeting some of my leaders to plan a meeting or something of that sort, we'll do a breakfast meeting. But then, throughout the day, I'll catch up on emails and look over materials. And sometimes I will go into our home office to do some informational stuff with them or catch up with them a little bit. I think it's just having some sort of schedule that allows you to touch your business each and every day that really is the most important, whether it is reaching out to a host or a customer, whether it is touching your team members, whatever it be for you. I do this full time, so I'm pretty much doing it all day, every day, which is fine. I enjoy that part of it. But if you have limited time, setting that schedule and getting those points in there is very important.
Tell us about an obstacle or a challenge that you faced and how you worked through that.
Sure. Well, with Origami Owl, we were a very rapidly growing company. And of course, that brought in tons of types of personalities. And so what I really realized is that when we were faced with those adversities and stressful situations, I had to really not stress myself out about it, because in many circumstances, I couldn't really control the situation. And so I learned to focus on the positive, be kind in my replies and responses to people that were upset, and really work through it the best that I could. No one was going to die if they did not get the product. And luckily, we've come a long way since then. But I think just really taking everything with a grain of salt, kind of, or knowing that there's kind of a master plan out there for you and not working yourself up into a tizzy, because that really doesn't get much accomplished when you do that.
I could not agree more. I've learned, and I used to be the same way. When somebody was out there, I jumped as fast as I could. And now I just realize it'll still be there tomorrow. And you can still handle it then. And it'll still be there. And it doesn't need to control you. So that was some really, really great advice that I hope our listeners took away with. One of the things that I know about you is that even though that you are at the top of your career plan, you've got a very large organization, as we mentioned in your bio, you still stay very active on a personal basis with your business, don't you?
Yes, very much so. You always have to walk the walk to talk the talk as a leader. So I still, especially in the fall timeframe, which is our holiday season, I'm probably doing 6 or 7 events a month, and probably 4 to 6 jewelry bars is what we call our parties. For the rest of the time of the year, I try to average at least 2 to 3 a month. But then I tend to do more trainings and more hands-on with my team during those months. So yes, very much so, stay very active in my own personal business.
I just wanted people, I know that about you. I've actually been to one of your personal events.
Yeah.
And which was awesome. But people think, they have this idea that once they arrive, if you will, and whatever place they think that might be, that they don't really have to do their business on a personal level anymore. And that's what I admire about you. And I think it's important for people to understand there kind of is no arriving, and you've got to stay current with what's out there and understand what your consultants are going through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, most career plans always have a minimum requirement for leaders anyways, too. So it's something that, keeps you fresh in your business and what's happening and how things are changing. And so, yeah, definitely keeping active is important.
So share with us, this is work from your happy place. And so what does that mean to you? What does it mean to work from your happy place?
Well, for me, it's truly having the control over my own schedule and decisions that directly influence my business. I'm really a type A control personality that loves being my own boss so that I can choose to work in my PJs out all day or go out and meet new people. That's also a really happy place for me. I mentioned a little bit ago that I really love the interaction that I get from my team members, my hosts, my customers. Some have become lifelong friends and really great connections. So for me, it's really having that control and that ability to decide what I want to do, when I want to do. For my family, we do like to travel quite a bit. This last summer, we actually took a 31-day RV trip across the country. And the great part about it is I was still able to do my business. I did a meeting in Minnesota. I did a jewelry bar in Minnesota. And so I was still able to work my business while we traveled across the country in the RV. So having that control and that flexibility really is what makes me happy.
Did you get tired of being in that RV, or did it stay pretty exciting? And because we're thinking about taking a trip this summer, we are, with the whole extended family in an RV. And a lot of people have said, you're crazy. So, so how was that?
I loved it. I loved seeing the country. We stopped at quite a few national parks and museums and had a family reunion thrown in there. And I loved it. Now, my 13-year-old, that was a different story. She got a little tired of it towards the end, but it's forced family fun and she had no choice. So we're planning actually about 6 weeks this summer we're hoping to do. So we look forward to it.
Well, good. That's fun. Glad you shared that with us. Mm-hmm. So what is something you're extremely proud of?
I'm really, truly proud of still being part of this amazing industry of direct sales. I've seen personalities come out of their shell. I've seen people get out of harmful situations. I've seen lives completely changed with direct sales. And so it's really something that I'm proud to be in an industry that's really supported, especially women, some men, but especially women, and allowed them to have a career and a successful business. And, I've been in long enough after 17 years to be able to see many different aspects of different companies. And so I'm really proud to that I am part of direct sales.
That's awesome. So what advice would you give to those who want to be entrepreneurs? So maybe a little bit of both, because we have people that are in direct sales listening to this show, as well as people that want to start a small business. Sure. So maybe you could speak a little bit to both, like what advice you would give to someone just wanting to be an entrepreneur, and then kind of added on top of that, what would you give to someone just entering the direct sales industry?
Well, I think what I'm thinking applies to both. And I think that keeping in mind that success does not happen overnight. It truly is a process and a plan and setting the goal. And my mantra really is persistency and consistency. You really have to be more stubborn than the challenge and never let it beat you. You just keep it on, and success really will happen for you. It's something that, like I said, you have to put your head down, you have to keep working, and just don't let things get you down. That no should be one more closer to a yes, and that those calls that you make should become part of your business plan in order to move towards your goals. So I think just keeping in mind that it does take a process and a plan. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I didn't get to the levels in my career plan overnight. It happened over a time frame.
I think that is so true. And this is probably one of the biggest differences or the biggest gap that I see, because as you said, it applies to both. So when I talk to entrepreneurs that say just opened up a bake shop, or someone that just opened up a florist or a little gift boutique, or someone that is becoming a photographer and they're going to start doing photography sessions, they all anticipate that, it's going to take me a good, however many months to just get established. It's going to take me a good couple of years to really build a strong following. And they go in with this sort of attitude that it is going to take some time. It is going to take hard work. It is going to take this diligence. And yet I see direct sellers come in, and it's sort of like they, we've interviewed a lot of people, and like, I got 3 no's, and so I decided this wasn't for me. Or
Right.
I tried it for 90 days and it didn't work. So I'm moving on. And when people ask me, what do you see in the direct sales industry today? I always say it's failure to launch. People don't launch themselves correctly, and they don't stick with it. And that's probably one of the biggest differences. And really, like you said, there isn't really any difference. The beauty of direct selling is that you're in business for yourself, but not completely by yourself. So you've got this company, you've got this wonderful leaders like yourself that want to see you succeed. But the part where it's the same as having your own business is you got to put in the work. You got to put in the time. You've got to, like you said, stay consistent and persistent. So
I think you almost have to be a little bit of not a self-motivator, or you have to have a good support staff that will help you motivate. And that can be even competition between other consultants in your industry or anything of that sort. That really helps drive some also.
Absolutely. Well, this was absolutely a wonderful time visiting and chatting with you today. So is there anything exciting that you're doing, or anything you just want to share with our friends, or tell them how they might find you if they're interested in getting something from Origami Owl?
Yeah, we have our new spring product coming out here pretty soon, and I'm super excited about that. We just launched Easter not long ago, and we just have a brand new career plan actually that launched, which is even more lucrative and a great option for building a team too. So if anyone wants to find me, they can dial me directly at 480-331-2OWL, or they can find me online at keystevens.origamiOwl.com.
Thank you so much, Kristine, and we wish you all the best with your business.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for joining us at Work From Your Happy Place. If you like what you hear, please share it with your friends, and be sure to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher. For a free gift on finding your own happy place, please visit workfromyourhappyplace.com and click on the free audio button. Thanks again for listening.